Most people who own a home pay their mortgage once a month. That's boring, right? But here's a hot tip. Did you know that if you change the frequency of your mortgage payments, you can whittle down your debt much quicker and essentially keep more money in your back pocket? Sounds too good to be true, right? But it isn't, my friends, and that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. Because I want to share something with all of you that I think could save you thousands in interest payments, but also it will help shave years off your mortgage term and get you free from the shackles of that mortgage. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's paying off your mortgage bi-weekly. Now, to show you how great this is, I'm actually going to show you an example whilst also showing you some pros and cons at the end of this video, because as with all things, my friends, there's always upsides and downsides. So I managed to find this cool website here, which essentially allows you to play around with accelerated bi-weekly payments, just to kind of give you an indication of how much money you can potentially save. Now, I'm going to bring this interest rate down because I think 10% is quite significant. Let's just call it 5% for simple numbers. We know the average price in the UK of a property is just under 300,000. You can put £20,000 down perhaps. Let's say you got a mortgage of £280,000. Now, of course, you can change these figures, my friends. Now, I mentioned 25, 30 and 35-year mortgages, but we're just going to go in the middle. We're just going to keep that there. Now, straight away, you can see that with accelerated repayments, you end up paying your mortgage off in 25.2 years. So essentially, you're saving yourself 4.8 years. And here you can kind of see the monthly balance, which makes this website really, really cool. But also more interestingly is through this method of this particular scenario, you're saving £48,059 in interest, or dollars as it shows on the screen. And who doesn't want that, right? But just a couple of things that we need to be mindful of just in relation to kind of explaining this is around bi-weekly payment options, which are essentially calculated by taking a monthly payment schedule and assuming that there are only 4 weeks in a month. And a bi-weekly payment amount is then calculated by taking the normal monthly payment, so let's imagine $1,500 in this example, and dividing that by 2. And therefore, as I'm sure you know, there's 52 weeks in a year, you would essentially make 26 bi-weekly payments, which by the end of the year would allow you to pay the equivalent of 1 extra monthly payment. Pretty sweet, right? Now, there's obviously things to consider here, like refinancing, etc., but I hope you get the gist of this example. And moving on, I just want to quickly share some pros and cons with you that I think are really important and that you need to take away with you. Looking at the pros first, the most obvious one is that you will make long-term savings. The overall savings are no joke across the mortgage term. And obviously, the higher your interest rate or the more mortgage you have, you're essentially going to thank yourself in the future. You will also increase your equity within your home quicker. The less debt you have, obviously, the more your equity increases. And if we look at just some cons, that extra amount you're paying over the year may actually be too much, especially if you consider today's current mess and how hard it is on many homeowners and just general public across the UK and the world. Also, your current mortgage may not allow this, or you may be charged a fee or a penalty if you start doing this. However, in my opinion, it's definitely worth asking the question about whether or not you can do this. Of course, many lenders allow you to overpay a certain amount, sometimes 10%, sometimes 5%. It really does depend on the product that you take in each year. And of course, that is again another option you could do at the end of the year. However, the benefit I feel of doing it this way is that you're already tied in, you've got your payments coming out, and it kind of creates some level of financial discipline rather than hoping you have savings available to put towards your mortgage at the end of the year. So in summary, a few pointers just to note, my friends, and clarify should you look to set this up. Obviously, ensure your lender allows bi-weekly mortgage payments. Ensure that the extra payments are applied to the principal of the mortgage. Ensure there are no prepayment penalties. Try to understand and ideally negotiate down or get rid of any fees for setting up a bi-weekly payment plan. And also try to ensure that your interest rate remains fixed. Now, whether or not you're up to do this, of course, is up to you. But I just thought it was pretty cool and something I obviously failed to mention on this channel in all of my 700 videos prior to this. But I do believe that is something that many people don't consider because either they're unaware of it, full stop, or lenders and brokers haven't ever discussed the benefits of doing so and the potential option. That's all for today, my friends. Thanks for watching.